Here is a question that trips up almost every beginner at exactly the same moment. You have spent time with Claude. You have written something, built something, or put together something you are genuinely proud of. Maybe it is a simple tool that helps you answer customer questions. Maybe it is a newsletter draft that took you 10 minutes instead of 2 hours. Maybe it is a little assistant you set up to help your book club choose their next read. And then someone asks you, "So where can I find it?" And you freeze. Because you realize you actually have no idea. It is sitting on your screen, and that is kind of it. That moment, that gap between making something and sharing it, is exactly what this lesson is about. We are going to talk about publishing and hosting. Those two words sound technical, and in some circles they are. But the core ideas behind them are completely human and completely logical. Publishing just means making something available for other people to see or use. Hosting means giving that thing a permanent place to live on the internet so it does not disappear when you close your laptop. That is really all it is. A printed flyer is published. The bulletin board it is pinned to is its host. The internet works the same way, just digitally. Now, why does this matter specifically for people learning to use Claude? Because Claude is a tool that lives inside a conversation. When you and Claude build or write or organize something together, that output, that result, exists in your chat window. Nowhere else. The moment you want other people to benefit from it, or the moment you want it to be findable, usable, or lasting, you have to make a deliberate choice about where it goes next. That choice is the publishing and hosting decision. And it is more approachable than you think. Let us start with the simplest version of this. Say you used Claude to help you write a really clear, helpful guide for new volunteers at a community organization you are part of. You asked Claude to help you structure it, fill in the gaps, and make it easy to read. Now you have a polished document. What do you do with it? The most basic form of publishing is just sharing that document directly. You paste it into a Google Doc, you share the link with your volunteer coordinator, and suddenly other people can read it. Google is hosting it. You published it. Nothing fancy happened. You did not need a website. You did not need any technical skills. That counts. Try this right now. Think of something Claude has helped you write or create in the last week or two. Even if it is small. A meal plan, a job application paragraph, a set of questions for a difficult conversation. Now ask yourself, does anyone else in my life need this? If the answer is yes, copy it into a shared document and send the link. That is your first act of publishing, and it is a completely valid one. But let us go one step further, because sometimes a shared document is not quite enough. Sometimes you want something that feels more like its own space. Something with your name on it, or your organization's name. Something people can visit without having to ask you for access first. This is where the idea of a simple web page or website comes in. And here is the honest truth, you do not need to know how to write code to publish a simple web page today. There are tools built specifically for people who are not engineers. Platforms like Notion, which many people already use for notes, let you publish a page to the public internet with a single click. You write your content, you hit publish, and Notion hosts it for you at a real web address. Same idea with tools like Card, which is designed for simple single-page sites, or even a basic blog platform. You bring the words and the ideas, many of which Claude helped you develop, and the platform takes care of the hosting. Here is a concrete way to try this. Use Claude to help you write a short personal or professional bio. Ask it something like, can you help me write a 2-paragraph bio that sounds warm and clear, based on these notes about me? Then paste what Claude gives you, polish it a little in your own voice, and publish it as a free Notion page or a free Card site. You now have a real page on the internet that you made, with Claude's help, in probably under an hour. That is a real skill. That is a real thing. Now let us talk about a slightly more advanced situation, because some of you are thinking bigger. Some of you want to build something that actually does something, not just displays words, but responds to people, answers questions, or helps visitors in an interactive way. This is where the idea of hosting a Claude-powered tool comes in. And I want to be honest with you about what this involves, because this lesson is about giving you an accurate picture, not an overwhelming one. When you want Claude to power an interactive experience, like a chatbot on your website that answers questions about your small business, or a form that gives personalized suggestions, that requires connecting Claude's capabilities to a place where users can interact with it. This is a step beyond a simple web page. It typically involves using Claude's API, which stands for Application Programming Interface. That is just a way for software to talk to other software. Think of it like a telephone line between your website and Claude. When a visitor types a question, the question travels down that line to Claude, Claude responds, and the answer comes back to the visitor. Now, setting up that telephone line does require some technical steps. I am not going to pretend otherwise. But here is what is changing fast: there are platforms being built specifically to make this easier for non-engineers. Tools that let you describe what you want the experience to be, and then handle the technical connection for you. The landscape here is genuinely evolving. So rather than tell you one specific tool is the answer, I want to give you the mental model. You need three things: Claude's intelligence, a hosting platform that keeps your tool available around the clock, and a way for people to actually reach it, which is usually a web address. Once you understand those three pieces, you can evaluate any tool or platform you come across and ask, does this give me all three? Try this as a thinking exercise. Imagine you run a small pottery studio and you want visitors to your website to be able to ask questions about your class schedule and beginner tips. Sketch out what that experience would look like for the visitor. What would they type? What would they want back? What would make them feel helped? You do not need to build it today. But thinking through the user experience first, what Claude people call the prompt design, is actually the most important step. The technical hosting comes after the human thinking. Always. Let us also talk about something that often gets skipped: the difference between something being published and something being maintained. When you publish something, you are not done. A web page with outdated information is worse than no web page at all. A chatbot that gives wrong answers because its instructions were never updated can frustrate people instead of helping them. So when you decide to publish and host something, build in a habit of revisiting it. Put a monthly reminder in your calendar. Open it up, read through it, ask Claude if anything needs refreshing. Hosting is a relationship with the thing you built, not a one-time action. And finally, one more thing that matters: permissions and clarity. When you publish something Claude helped you create, be clear about what it is and who it is for. If it is a personal project, say so. If it is for a specific audience, make that obvious. You do not need to disclaim that AI was involved in every single sentence, but being honest and clear about what your published thing is and what it does is just good practice. It builds trust with the people using it. So let us pull this all together. Publishing means making something available to others. Hosting means giving it a permanent home. The simplest forms, a shared document, a Notion page, a basic website, require almost no technical skill and are available to you right now. More interactive tools that use Claude's intelligence to respond to users in real time involve a few more pieces, but the mental model is the same. You need Claude's capabilities, a hosting platform, and a way for people to reach it. Start simple. Think about the human experience first. And remember that published things need ongoing care, not just a launch. If this lesson opened up questions you want to answer, or if you are ready to actually build and publish your first Claude-assisted project step by step, come find us at claudeaiclass.com/course. The full course walks you through all of this at a pace that makes sense for real life. We will see you there.